This was not just another relay race. This was a statement from the future of Jamaican sprinting. The under-20 girls 4x400 meters at the CARIFTA Games quickly turned into one of the most exciting events of the championships as the Caribbean's best young athletes battled for regional supremacy. Trinidad and Tobago came prepared. The Bahamas looked dangerous, and the crowd expected a close fight. But once Jamaica found its rhythm, the entire race changed. In this video, we analyze how Jamaica controlled every phase of the relay, the standout performances from their young stars, and why this team could become the next great force in women's sprinting.
In this lineup, she's been so busy, fizzing with excitement through these championships. So, in particular, alone, look at her in the heptathlon, bound to improve.
Let's do the CARIFTA wave. All right,
The Frederick sisters.
Let's go. We're going to take it all the way around for the final
In the lineup for Trinidad and Tobago.
On your seats. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
The Kititians.
Let's take it around for the final time.
Soaking it all in.
Go. East side. Catch it. Catch it. East side. Let's go.
Bermuda in the lineup.
One side, get ready. We're going to keep it around. And out of your seats, let's go. One more time, east side.
That's your swimming team!
St. Kitts and Nevis, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Bahamas, British Virgin Islands, and Bermuda. Penultimate race of CARIFTA 50. 4x4 final for under 20 girls. The Bahamians in the lineup.
That's Frederick, the 200 champion.
Quiet for the start, please. Quiet for the start.
There's Tonia-Ann Beckford leading off the Jamaica team.
Stand behind your blocks. On your mark.
Final girls event of CARIFTA 50.
Set.
Off they go. 4x400 for under 20 girls.
Sponsored by Porky's Baby. Out in front. It's Bermuda.
Sol Frederick leading off for Trinidad and Tobago.
Jamaica. CARIFTA
British Virgin Islands go out well in lane number 6. The Trinbagonians are going well. Tonia-Ann Beckford trying to get into the picture for the Jamaicans. Bahamas will have some work to do coming into the straightaway, but they start to respond as well. Down the home stretch they come. Bahamas in the mix now, moving beautifully on this opening leg. The Bahamians, Bahamas and Jamaica. Jamaica have put their big gun on the second leg. Jamaica changing just ahead of the Bahamas. Rickianna Russell, the 400 champion, has the baton for the black, green and gold.
Fine first leg, 54.8 for Beckford.
Down the back stretch they go. Rickianna Russell stretches the advantage. The 200 champion, Sania Frederick on this second leg for Trinidad and Tobago. And she sprints into second position. The Bahamians in third. Jamaica well clear once again. Bahamas now back in second position. Frederick starting to struggle. Down the home stretch. Rickianna Russell, the 400 champion, leading the Jamaicans. Here she comes to make the second change. Jamaica well clear.
51.8 for Russell.
British Virgin Islands now in second position.
Christian Powell looking good on this third leg for Jamaica. Bahamas fight back and regain second place. Real battle for the silver and the bronze.
3:31.47, the CARIFTA record held by Jamaica. And Casey and Powell with a massive advantage. Down the home stretch. Powell for Jamaica. Battle on for silver, Trinidad and Tobago, British Virgin Islands and Bahamas. But the Bahamians have Valcourt on the anchor leg. That should secure them the silver. The Jamaicans are well clear.
53.4 for Powell. Valcourt.
Well, it's not Valcourt who is on the anchor leg for the Bahamians.
Ran last night. Great lead-off leg. And Jamaica clear in front here.
Abigail Campbell on the anchor leg for Jamaica.
Last year's under 17 400 champion in Kingston gets the glory leg.
And glory it shall be. Campbell turns into the straightaway. Jamaica well clear. Battle really on for the silver medal. Abigail Campbell will lead the Jamaicans to gold in the 4x400. They close the girls' side of CARIFTA 50 with a fabulous performance. Silver will go to Trinidad and Tobago, and the Bahamians take bronze. British Virgin Islands out of the medals in fourth.
Valcourt ran on the mixed relay last night, and the Bahamian coaches share the glory around for the bronze medal team. That's Jamaica. That red here, Rickianna Russell, the 400 champion. Another fine second leg for Jamaica. Has been great in the 4x4 CARIFTA for several seasons. Here is the TNT team second, 344.19. And the Frederick sisters get to enjoy a medal together at CARIFTA.
347.68 for the Bahamas. The Jamaicans securing victory. Trinidad and Tobago, well-deserved silver medal with Natasha Fox taking them home out of the medals in the 400 hurdles, where she had a bronze a year ago, but she has relay silver. The Bahamians, bronze.
Fine home performance by the Bahamian girls, especially strong in the under 17s with Nabi, the double sprint champion. And here it is, 3:33.35 for Jamaica. TNT second, 3:44.19. And the Bahamas girls always on the podium here, 3:47.68.
The under-20 girls 4x400-meter relay final at the CARIFTA Games delivered exactly what Caribbean athletics is known for: intensity, pride, raw talent, and world-class relay execution. Even though it was one of the final races of the championships, the energy inside the stadium felt closer to an Olympic final than a junior competition. Every nation understood the significance of the moment. Relay races in the Caribbean are never treated as secondary events. They represent national depth, sprint culture, and the ability to develop complete athletes capable of performing under pressure. From the opening introductions, Jamaica entered the race carrying enormous expectations. Their lineup was stacked with athletes who had already proven themselves individually throughout the championships. Rickianna Russell had already established herself as one of the standout performers of the meet after winning the individual 400 meters. Abigail Campbell arrived with growing attention after dominating the under-17 category, while Tonia-Ann Beckford and Casey-Ann Powell provided stability and relay experience. The challenge for Jamaica was not only about speed. It was about handling pressure and executing cleanly against nations desperate to create an upset. The opening leg immediately established the aggressive nature of the race. Jamaica's Tonia-Ann Beckford attacked the stagger confidently, refusing to allow Trinidad and Tobago or the Bahamas to gain psychological control early. In junior relay races, the first leg is often chaotic because athletes try to overcompensate with raw aggression. Beckford avoided that mistake. Her pacing was disciplined through the opening 200 meters, and she maintained excellent form down the backstretch while several competitors began tightening under the pressure of the moment. At the same time, Trinidad and Tobago looked dangerous. Their decision to rely on Sia Frederick as a major weapon added real tension to the race. Frederick had already shown throughout the championships that she possessed exceptional sprinting strength and competitive confidence. The Bahamian team also remained within striking distance, using smooth baton exchanges and controlled running to stay connected to the leaders. When the baton reached Rickianna Russell on the second leg, the complexion of the race changed dramatically. Russell's performance was arguably the decisive moment of the entire final. The Jamaican champion ran with complete authority, immediately increasing the pace and placing enormous pressure on every other nation. What stood out most was not simply her speed, but her technical efficiency. Her stride pattern remained relaxed despite running at extremely high intensity, and her rhythm through the final 150 meters created visible separation. This is where Jamaica's relay culture becomes so dangerous. Their athletes are trained not only to run fast individually, but to understand how to break competitors psychologically during relays. Russell did exactly that. By the time she completed her leg, the body language of several rival teams had already changed. The gap was not impossible to close, but the emotional momentum had clearly shifted toward Jamaica. The third leg from Casey-Ann Powell demonstrated another important aspect of championship relay racing: composure. Many relay teams lose control after building a lead because athletes become overly emotional or abandon race structure. Powell did the opposite. Instead of forcing the pace unnecessarily, she maintained Jamaica's advantage intelligently. Her baton exchange was clean, her acceleration phase was controlled, and she avoided wasting energy battling the stagger too aggressively during the early portion of the lap. Meanwhile, the fight behind Jamaica became increasingly intense. Trinidad and Tobago continued battling hard for position, while the Bahamas attempted to stay close enough to threaten during the anchor leg. The British Virgin Islands also produced a respectable performance, showing that Caribbean sprinting depth continues expanding across multiple nations rather than belonging exclusively to Jamaica. However, once Abigail Campbell received the baton for the anchor leg, the race was effectively over. Despite being only 17 years old, Campbell ran with the maturity of a senior international athlete. Her confidence was immediately visible. Instead of looking tense under pressure, she appeared energized by the moment. Her first 100 meters were aggressive yet controlled, allowing her to quickly stabilize Jamaica's lead before gradually extending it further. What makes Campbell especially impressive is her ability to maintain mechanics late in the race. Young 400-meter runners often struggle with posture and relaxation during the final stretch, particularly in high-pressure relay situations. Campbell showed none of those weaknesses. Her knee drive remained strong, her arm action stayed compact, and her sprint form held together remarkably well through the closing meters. By the final straightaway, Jamaica's dominance was undeniable. The crowd sensed they were witnessing not just another relay victory, but the continuation of a sprinting tradition that has defined Caribbean athletics for decades. The baton exchanges had been efficient, the pacing intelligent, and every leg executed with discipline. This was not a chaotic junior relay won purely on talent. It was a professionally structured performance built on preparation and relay culture. The victory also highlighted the extraordinary depth of Jamaican women's sprinting development. The country continues producing wave after wave of elite quarter-milers capable of transitioning seamlessly into relay competition. What makes this system so effective is that Jamaican athletes are developed to compete aggressively while still understanding race management, technical discipline, and team responsibility. For the rival nations, there were still important positives despite the defeat. Trinidad and Tobago demonstrated serious potential, especially through Frederick's competitiveness and aggressive approach. The Bahamas showed strong tactical organization and remained disciplined throughout the race. These performances confirmed that Caribbean women's sprinting remains one of the deepest and most exciting regional systems in global athletics. Ultimately, the under-20 girls 4x400-meter relay final at the CARIFTA Games became a statement about more than just one gold medal. It was a reminder of how deeply relay excellence is embedded within Jamaican athletics culture. Every athlete understood her role, every exchange carried purpose, and every lap added pressure onto the field. Jamaica did not simply win the race, they controlled it from the moment momentum shifted in their favor. For young athletes watching across the Caribbean, this final was also a glimpse into the future. Several of these runners are likely to become senior international stars within the next few years. Based on the quality of this performance, Jamaica's relay dominance may continue for a very long time.